It's time to crash the boards.
Let's do it. Back from Dallas.
We got a couple of wins in Dallas.
We
didn't
did.
We brought the Thunder back a couple of dubs.
I'll take all of the credit for that. I mean,
yeah,
Enes
sure.
Kanter, Kevin Durant, it was us.
A lot to talk about tonight. Certainly Kevin Durant being a headline this afternoon, fined $15,000 for his part. Whacked Justin Anderson in the face. But there's a whole lot more going on in this series than just Kevin Durant and this flagrant 2. This has kind of been nuts, the way that these teams have gone at each other. What do you think of the, we'll call it just chippiness of the series?
Well, you and I were talking about it. It seems like after every game, we didn't even talk about the game. We were talking about a scuffle,
It was irrelevant
a flagrant
almost.
foul, a technical foul. You know, Big D, Dallas is big drama. I mean, and that's by design. Rick Carlisle started all of this when he called out Kevin Durant. And every single altercation or normal basketball play, Dallas is making way bigger deal than it has to be because they want to create some drama. It almost worked. They got Russell a technical foul. He almost got a second when he jawed at the fan there.
You're right.
What they're trying to do, I understand from Dallas' perspective, but they just don't have the horses to keep up.
They don't have the horses. This is their only shot to even stay in this series and try to win games.
Yeah.
To get Russell and Kevin kicked out and really make it anything other than basketball. But I want to go back to the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I want to look ahead a little bit. Their lack of poise, I think, to some degree, is concerning to me. And I don't necessarily mean in this series, but I mean against the Spurs or potentially the Warriors moving forward. And they've been dragged through the mud, and they've sort of accepted that a little bit, and they've gotten into that. And maybe their lack of poise is why they haven't been quite as good in the fourth quarter. They lead the NBA in fourth quarter blown leads. Their lack of poise may be showing up in this series and could be the difference in a series down the road. I just think they didn't need to be dragged through the mud, and yet here we are talking about suspensions and flagrant fouls instead of the game.
I thought Russell did an okay job of staying above it in Game 4. I think
Kind of,
you're
although
a little harsh there.
He got fined $25,000 for screaming at the fans.
He always does that, though.
Fair enough, I guess. But hey, look, they've got tougher series coming ahead. But your favorite guy, Enes Kanter, how good was he in Game 4?
I'm a proud papa.
You gotta be a proud papa.
Proud papa. Look, all jokes aside, like, Enes Kanter is an elite NBA talent. He is sensational. And really, to have a guy like that coming off the bench isn't Turkish dressing, it's a Turkish blessing.
Oh.
And I just made that up.
I like it.
He's shooting 83% in this series, Brian.
That's unbelievable.
He's flat out dominant, and Billy Donovan has to start playing this guy more than 20 minutes a game. He played 18 minutes and 21 minutes before the other night when he just went off. He's one of the Thunder's best players, and for me, he is a huge key if they're going to beat the Spurs and the Warriors. He has been flat out awesome. He needs more playing time.
He's been a Turkish delight. You know, he's just such a delightful fellow. He's always in a good mood.
Yep.
He loves Russell Westbrook.
Hustle Westbrook.
Hustle Westbrook.
That's what he called him.
He was awesome. 28 points. He made 12 of his 13 shots. He is a rebounding machine. I get it. He has deficiencies on the defensive end. But he is an elite offensive player at his position. One of the best in the league.
He's a star.
He's a star at that position, especially offensively. And he was outstanding. And if they're going to win series beyond the one that they're in, he does need to play a little bit more.
Unleash the Turk.
Unleash the Turk.
Unleash him.
I like
He's been
it.
awesome. He's been sensational.
He was big time. You know who else has been big time? We're not going to talk about him necessarily. Serge Ibaka has been big time.
Dion Waiters.
And Dion Waiters. We've given Dion a tough time at different times this year. He's been really good against the Dallas Mavericks.
That's the scary thing. Kevin and Russell haven't really played at their peak.
Especially Kevin.
Yeah, especially Kevin. And the bench is coming through for him right now.
Moving ahead, and look, we're already past the series. We're talking about the San Antonio Spurs because at some point next weekend, there will be playoff games in San Antonio. So as you look ahead to the San Antonio Spurs, what ideas does that inspire you to believe?
Gets me excited.
Yeah.
And a little scared because, you know, Game of Thrones is on tonight in honor of Game of Thrones. This series is going to be the War of Five Kings. You got Kevin and Russ, two kings, Manu, Tony, Tim. This is going to be a flat-out war. Two of the best teams in the NBA, two teams that are very familiar with each other, although the Spurs have been kind of revamped with Kawhi Leonard and LaMarcus Aldridge, but this is going to be a knock. You thought this series had some drama and some physicality. Wait till they go down to San Antonio. I can't wait.
I could also call it War of the Five Rings.
War of the
because
Rings.
those are how many the Spurs have.
They have
War
a
of the
bunch.
Five Rings.
Yes.
But I'll just go death, taxes, Spurs. They're back in this situation. They won 67 games.
And no one's talking about them.
No one's talking about them. They're unbelievable. Hey, look, I think the Thunder do have a chance to beat the San Antonio Spurs. I think there's a reasonable chance we could come back in a week from tonight, be talking about a series split 1-1. If the Thunder continue to do, and we get good Kevin. We haven't gotten good Kevin yet. We've gotten good a lot of other guys. Good Kevin's got to show up.
We talk a lot about the deficiencies of this Thunder team, but the Spurs know what they're up against. They're up against two of the top 5 players on the planet Earth, and then the guys we talked about, Enes, Serge, and Dion, all playing well. I can't wait.